He's a very clean man. Very clean.
Isn't it?
Clean and tit. Paul's broken a glass, Paul's broken a glass is broke today.
Hello and welcome to this Monday's
Apple
edition
timing,
of Movie
How'd
News
you like that?
here at MBE. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us here on this Monday night on our YouTube channel and of course our Twitch stream. I'm one of your co-hosts, Stephen John McLaughlin, and here is the other chap. It's John C. Walsh.
The thumbnail and rub people up the wrong way. We're getting dislikes already.
Yeah,
Can't
John.
take a
John.
joke, these guys.
John, I laughed.
don't know who this fucking
I
guy
burst
is,
out
Stephen.
laughing when I saw this thumbnail. I don't know. Devastator has said, accomplished actor, not interested in movies made for normies. Take my dislike. Okay, we will.
We'll take it.
We'll take dislikes, likes all day long.
I just love this, Stephen. That's what I'm capturing in the thumbnail. Film snob, police. That's normies. The fuck are you talking about? Normies. You're a normie.
Yeah.
You something spell. You Quentin Tarantino. We had Stephen. I watched an interview.
John,
with
unless
Quentin
Stephen
last night.
Dorff is AKA Devastator, I don't
Yes,
know.
exactly. Stephen, I watched Tarantino on Rogan last night. That guy's knowledge for movies. Now, that guy's seen every movie. I'm
Tarantino?
Sure Tarantino.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's seen every Stephen Dorff movie. I've not. So I'll bow see if Quentin comes out and says Stephen Dorff's one of the greatest actors of all time, then I'll bow to his superior knowledge.
John,
now though, I've looked at his career.
No, I don't see. Even Quentin said that I wouldn't. I'd argue that
you compared him to Ethan Hawke, Steve.
I think he is, and Josh Hartnett. He's at that level to me.
That's
only my opinion though, and you, John, you're entitled to your opinion.
If the Devastator has watched all of his movies and he thinks he's the second coming of Kurt Russell or something, then look, fair enough.
As I said, that's who I compare him to. I'm not saying he's a bad actor. He's not a bad actor. I reviewed Wheeler. It was a fantastic film. Read my review, movieburnerentertainment.org.
The Iceman as well, Stephen, what with Chris Evans
Iceman,
and Michael Shannon. I bet he didn't say to fucking Chris Evans though, why are you doing stupid Captain America movies? Because Chris would have battered him.
Stu Sutcliffe as well, John.
Yeah,
and Backbeat.
Backbeat was a good movie, Stephen, in fairness. So he has done good movies.
Yeah.
I don't know many of them, but he has done good movies. They are in there. So he's clearly got something about him. If he's getting cast in these movies with sort of big names, Johnny Depp and stuff like that, he must have something about him, Stephen. So, but I just don't respect his opinion because, unless I'm mistaken, I don't think the movie's out yet.
Where's it came from, John? That's the thing. Where is this outburst? Look,
is it out yet?
We're going to talk about this, what he's actually said anyway. It came in from Screen Rant, but it's all over the place, John. I saw it on social media earlier as well. Not seen the name Stephen Dorff for a few years, and I thought, oh, interesting. What's he saying? And this came in from Screen Rant. Blade star Stephen Dorff trash talk Scarlett Johansson.
6 days in various events.
Black Widow movie. Blade star Stephen Dorff doesn't hold back in his assessment of Black Widow, stating he's embarrassed for lead actress Scarlett Johansson. Don't be embarrassed for her. She's an accomplished actor. She's won multiple awards for her acting.
$7 million, Stephen says, so she's not really caring, is she?
She's not that worried, but excitement has been steadily building for Black Widow. But there's one person who isn't enthused by the project. Dorff, who played Deacon Frost in Blade, recently spoke to The Independent on a wide-ranging interview, seemingly unprompted. Dorff, so he's just come out.
You're in good company, Stephen.
Yeah, it's been
Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Dorff slammed Black Widow when describing what he himself looked for in a project, describing it as a bad video game. The actor truly did not hold back. This is what he had to say, John. This is the best bit. I still hunt out the good shit because I don't want to be in Black Widow. It looks like garbage to me. It looks like a bad video game. I'm embarrassed for those people. I'm embarrassed for Scarlett. I'm sure she got paid $5-7 million, but I'm embarrassed for her. I don't want to be in those movies. I really don't. I'll find that kid director that's going to be the next Kubrick and I'll act for him instead. Good on you.
Yes.
What's your thoughts, John?
Stevie's entitled to his opinion. As we always say, all art is subjective. And if he is not a fan of the Marvel movies, look, he is in good company. Because Francis Ford Coppola is not a fan of the Marvel movies, and Martin Scorsese is not a fan of the Marvel movies. But then in the same breath, he is in the company of Jodie Foster and Meg Ryan, who yearn for the days of rom-coms, for the Hugh Grant prime days in the 1990s, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Notting Hill, movies like that. She wants to go back to that time where they were all the rage and there was no superhero movies. I personally don't want to go back to those fucking times. I want to live in the times where there is big ensemble superhero movies, but at the same time you also have Taika Waititi making Jojo Rabbit, and you have Minari, movies like that. You've got Nomadland from great directors like Chloe Zhao. There's movies coming out, Steve.
Yeah, Jordan Peele movies, John, you're absolutely right.
There is room for both.
Exactly, that's the thing. Don't take. You love comic book movies. I love comic book movies, but we understand their place in cinematic.
They're not going to win any Oscars for the human studying the human condition.
Exactly.
They are. I actually agree with Scorsese. For the most part, they are kind of theme park ride movies. You go in, you buckle in, you enjoy the ride.
We all love that.
Yeah, you're cotton candy and stuff like that. You enjoy the ride, you get off, you go back on again. But if you want the more sorrow, sort of driven stuff, then you go and you watch Nolan movies. Yeah. Well, some people say his movies are soulless. They're husks.
Yeah.
Fucking nonsense. You watch maybe Tarantino, you watch, I don't know, what's his name? Paul Greengrass. I'm sure there's other ones out there I'm trying to think of. The Coen brothers.
Yeah.
Go and watch their movies.
Yeah.
If you want those kind of
I love them all, John.
I love all kinds of movies, Stephen. That's why I'm a movie.
Apart from Rob Zombie films.
We'll get into that. Yeah. But Stephen Dorff's career. You're going to play good cop. I'm going to play bad cop here.
Yeah.
Stephen Dorff's career. You sent it over. Stephen Dorff is trash talked the Black Widow movie. And my immediate thoughts were Blade, Wesley Snipes. Don't recall Stephen Dorff. at that point didn't realise he was in Backbeat playing Stuart Sutcliffe. It's kind of fitting that he's playing the guy that died of a brain aneurysm before they actually fucking made it and blew up and became the Beatles, Beatlemania. Kind of fitting that he played that character. Although you could say he's the actual tragic character. He can actually act.
Yeah,
and go in and
he's
get
the
your
main.
teeth in it.
He is the main character in the film, to be fair.
Yes.
But not in the actual overall story of the Beatles.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Stephen, I'll come back to myself here because I want to go through this guy's actual career here.
Yeah.
I looked at Blade 1998. It says it was a solid movie. It was a good comic book movie. Funnily enough, he's changed over the last 23 years or so. I looked at his career. I'm sure Devastator will fill in the gaps if he wants to come back and watch it after he's disliked. Probably won't. But from 1998 through to 2007, I says there was a sea of fuck all happening. Nanking, decent rated. Never seen it, but it's got good ratings, so that's a good movie. Felon, Public Enemies, on quite a good run. 3 good movies, 3 years in a row. Jumped to 2012 with The Iceman. He's in a movie with Chris Evans. Chris would have already have been cast as Steve Rogers, but as I said previously, he wouldn't go for Chris, the big 6 foot towering muscular guy. He'd go for Scarlett Johansson, a little diminutive 5'2" woman.
I still wouldn't mess with her.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with her either. But the point is, Stephen, he wasn't picking a bone with Captain America. He was picking a bone with Black Widow 10 years later. 2019, I'll Find You, Polish musician movie set in the 30s and the 40s. He was third billing in that movie. So he said 5 well-received movies, Stephen, in 23 years since Blade came out. I've compared him to sort of Robbie Savage of football. He's the Robbie Savage of acting. He's not exactly Mbappe, Messi,
but you know the
Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, you know the name because he's a sort of goofy guy with shit hair. Stephen, I compared it to John Terry, absolutely destroying Robbie Savage when he had the audacity to criticise his career.
Yeah,
you're criticising Scarlett Johansson, one of the best paid actors in the game. She's done some heartfelt, really good movies outside of Marvel. So you're going after the wrong person there, Stephen Dorff. But Stephen, before I finish with my critique of his career, I've picked out 5 movies here. I believe it's 5 movies. I'm sure everyone will know them. Devastator will definitely know them. Albion the Enchanted Stallion, Heat Stroke, Tennis Anyone, ? With a comma in there, Fear.com, and The Motel Life. All fucking amazing movies, Oscar-worthy movies. The likes of the next Kubrick really rushing to do those scripts.
Like Kevin Bridges there, the way you delivered that.
The next Kubrick just cannot wait to get his teeth into those movies. Fear.com, 3.2 on I can't even fucking speak, IMDb.
Scott Adkins.
Scott Adkins movie. He's a sort of Scott Adkins actor. So he's going after. He sounds like a really resentful, bitter Scrooge of an actor. He's had a really checkered 30-year career. He's done not much in the last 20 years, and he's going after the successful movies. He deems them shit, not the good shit. He's looking for the good shit. Garbage, embarrassing movies. Well, Stephen, you look at the box office earnings and fucking $3 billion movie, Endgame.
Away from Black Widow, though, you look at the films that Scarlett Johansson's done out with. The Marriage Story. Kick-off.
Yes.
Was an amazing drama.
Skins, was it? In Skin? Yeah. Sort of alien indie one set in Glasgow, funnily enough.
She's done another Lucy, and I can't remember what the other one was called.
There was Ghost in the Shell, but I didn't like that, to be fair. But because it was sort of cultural appropriation.
You look back to the early career of Lost in Translation. Was it Lost in Translation with Bill Murray?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Check,
yeah, I'm sure it was, John. Correct me if again. But something that's very left field from where he's coming from with this outburst, if you like. He's just
bitter, Stephen. Maybe he thinks the Marvel movies have took the shine away from some of his movies, but I keep saying if a movie's good enough, it will get eyeballs.
John, if you look at his IMDb and you compare that to when the MCU started and it all kicked off,
some of his best works came during it, Stephen.
It came during it, exactly.
2008, 9, 11, 12, 13. It was happening.
I don't know if the Independent have set it up this way, John, and made it look.
Voiced brilliant movie. Loved that.
Yeah, she does.
Did you like that one, Devastator?
She did another.
Is that for a normie?
She did another voice. She did some voice work on something else, and I can't remember what it was.
Stephen,
do you know what it was? She did voice work on the first SpongeBob movie as well, which was fantastic. I reviewed that as well.
Jungle Book 2016, played CAD and voice work on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if these
John, I don't think we have to sit here all day and prove Scarlett Johansson's worth.
Yeah,
I'm
just picking out movies she's not done in the MCU. And maybe they're not normie movies. I don't know her. She was in her. She played the voice of these sort of AI thing that he fell for.
But what we'll talk about now, John, and
movies.
you made a good point before we came on air in terms of the purpose of this movie. We didn't need it, but you actually came up with the reason for this and the sort of vehicle of this movie and how it's going to carry these characters that are within the movie forward in the MCU.
Yeah, Stephen, I'm quite cynical. I don't think they've all of a sudden, Marvel, Disney, Kevin Feige, Alan Horn, Bob Chapek, took a shine into Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff character. I don't think this is down to them feeling sorry and wanting to throw her a bone. I think this is purely, how shall I put it in the cynical way, it's a vehicle for Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova character to come into the MCU. They're telling the story of Scarlett Johansson's character within the period between Civil War, I believe, and maybe Age of Ultron. I can't recall if it was Age of Ultron after Civil War. I don't know. It may have been before. Age of Ultron may have been before. Maybe.
Age of Ultron was, because Scarlet Witch, its introduction was Age of Ultron.
Well, it's telling the story after Civil War anyway, and look, it's doing that in a nice way, but I think, being the cynical person I am, they're using that to bring in the next Black Widow.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Steve, I don't think this movie would have happened if they didn't have a backup plan, a passing of baton sort of idea to bring in Yelena Belova. I don't think they would have did this movie. So I did say to you before I came on, I can actually understand some of what he's saying because I don't feel there was actually a need for this movie. I've been yo-yoing Stephen on this movie.
John,
I'm looking forward to seeing it in the theatres again, a big MCU movie.
Yeah.
But I still don't feel like there's an absolute need to do it unless you want to use it to bring in other characters, which is exactly what they're doing.
John,
I don't think they care about Natasha Romanoff that much to give her a movie.
I'll be honest with you. You said it there, with the likes of Feige in the studio not wanting to throw her a bone. That was my initial thought when they announced this movie. I thought, this is because they've killed her off, and it's just to sort of soften the blow. They've told her, by the way, you're dying in this movie, but you're going to get your standalone film. It's going to be a prequel. To give the character a backstory, an arc, and a memorable presence in the MCU. But then I started to see who they were casting in the film and the characters that were going to be appearing in this film. I thought, no, I don't think they are doing that actually. It looks like this is going to be the passing of the baton, the Florence Pugh character.
Yes,
and I think you're absolutely right there, John. And I think this is probably the best way to do it. It's never going to be organic enough for me putting it in between Civil War and whatever came after it. But I suppose that was Black Widow at her peak in the MCU. Round about that time, she had a great performance in the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I thought her, Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans worked amazingly well in that film.
Stephen, I almost thought they were actually going to get together
at
that point, because they had that scene, I think, in the shopping mall. But they had to, I can't recall what they had to go and get, but
I'm
they
glad
had to walk through the mall and they were being tracked. So, Stephen, she was great at that point. But getting back to Stephen Dorff, I just feel like it's absolutely bitter from him. The comment, I'm sure she's made her city $5-7 million, but I'm embarrassed for her. You really aren't, because you wish it was you, Stephen. You wish you were making the $7 million for a movie. You come across as someone that's just bitter and resentful of the fact that Marvel movies are here. Stephen, I can't understand it, because as I keep repeating myself, this is probably the third time I've said it now, there's still great independent movies getting out there. I keep forgetting that one with the sort of Asian American director. She was in the round table with a couple other directors. Made a movie, not back Netflix to go to A24. Huge hit. You've got other big independent movies coming out from the likes of Taika Waititi. I keep saying him, man.
Chloe Zhao.
Yeah. There's great movies getting out there, slipping through the cracks of these MCU dominated theatre screenings. So if the movie's good, Father, Stephen, that's a perfect example. Minari, Nomadland, in recent times, Shape of Water. Roma was a Netflix movie, but still, it's Alfonso Cuarón.
Yeah.
You've got some very good independent scale movies getting out there. People are watching them because it's good. Stephen Dorff, you need to make better fucking movies, mate. You need to start picking better scripts. Instead of saying you're chasing the next Kubrick, chase the current fucking Kubrick of this generation. Get out there and make better movies. Stop being bitter.
Because you're capable of it.
Because you're capable of it, man. Stop being a moany old bitch and get on with it, man. Get in there and make a good movie. What with better talent?
Yeah.
And ultimately you will succeed. Man, look at Pattinson, Stephen, again. He went off and left the Twilight Saga stuff and went and did great independent movies. What with the Safdie brothers? What with loads of different independent directors. His movies have done well. He's not out in the press slagging off the MCU because he made his money and now you can go do what he wants. That's what it all comes down to. It comes down to money and harbouring resentment. Stephen, we've got a comment. Hi there. Can't see your name. Shakansha Shakai, is that right?
Shakisha, yeah.
I'm half-blind, man, sorry, I can't really read from there. It's I want to say about 5-6 foot away, and that's too much for me. I've got astigmatism in my left eye. But kind of.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for coming.
You missed a rant, but you can always watch the playback in terms of what Stephen Dorff had to say in terms of Black Widow and Scarlett Johansson making bucks loads of money, but she doesn't. It
must really eat him up, Stephen, that she's making money with this and doing movies like Marriage Story on the side. It's like Keanu Reeves, big blockbuster movie, pays the rent, goes and does what he wants after. Nick Cage gets his Oscar, makes his money, goes and does what he wants after. Stephen, you missed the boat, mate. You had to make your money early on and then you can do what the fuck you want after. That's how you do it, my friend. Robert Pattinson done it. Mark Hamill probably did it. Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, they did it. That's how you do it, mate. Tom Felton did it. Get in the big blockbuster movies at the start, then you can be a sort of pure antinical sort of figure that can pick what the fuck you want to do afterwards. You can't. You're not telling me you're not going to do an MCU movie if you get the offer. You're a lying son of a bitch. But anyway, Steve,
I don't think he is, John. I don't think he's going to anywhere near that.
He's not going to get offered it. That's
no, exactly. It's definitely
Frank
not now.
Grillo got offered one.
Yeah, but anyway, we're going to move from the MCU to DC, John. DC's Nightwing movie script is a Primal revenge story. Director Chris McKay explains that the script for his Nightwing movie for DC is a father-son revenge story that is primal and pared down. I don't really know what that word is. But John, this is coming in from Screen Rant once more, and while talking to Variety about the Tomorrow War, Mackay opened up about his idea for the Nightwing film, describing it as both a revenge story and a father-son story. He also stated that the script was primal and pared down and like a real red meat movie in the best way. Mackay's full statement can be read. I'm going to read it because it's not that long, it's only 5 lines, and he says, Nightwing is still a movie that I really want to do. I love the character of Dick Grayson as a young adult, becoming his own kind of superhero character. That was going to be a father and son story and also a revenge movie, which I was really excited about because there's a lot going on in that script. It was going to be really primal and pared down and like a real red meat movie. I've already said that in the best way. John, Nightwing has always been something of a hindrance for DC in terms of live action. They did the...
You've watched a lot of the DC animated stuff.
I've watched a lot of the DC animated stuff, John, and it works well in that, and we also got hints of it in the Dark Knight trilogy with obviously
Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
Stephen,
you should have took over.
Wasn't going to do any. It was Nolan throwing the fans a bone, wasn't it? Really, he was just paying homage to that character. But there was the TV thing, wasn't there, with Nightwing and all that? I can't remember what it's called. Was that what it was?
I don't know. Was it the Infinite Earth?
I think it was the
we go obviously. But what's his face, man? I'm blanking on his name. Barry
Allen.
Allen. Yeah, I was about to say that.
I don't think it was connected to that. It was.
Was it not? No, it may have been something else. It may have been.
I think actually in the website, John, on the article, they've actually got a photograph of the chap.
I'll bring it up then. Where is it?
That plays the TV version. I'm sure
is that him there?
I'm sure it is, John. Yeah.
Goofy looking.
Yeah.
Bitch, isn't he?
But I don't know. It's just a character that's never really sat well with me.
I'm on the screen, Stephen, and it actually works.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, there we are.
There we go. What did I press there?
I don't know.
It's 9.
There you go. I'm
mirrored now. 7
levels. Yeah.
Yeah, you're mirrored.
It's 7 levels. Yeah.
There are 7 levels.
We'll talk about that on Friday.
Yes, we will.
If anyone knows, we're going to be doing the Beatles anthology review.
Paul McCartney's first brush with
LSD.
Acid. Yes.
John, and I can't wait to do it. We're going to be talking about it. I don't know how long we're going to be talking about it. Probably hours because we love the Beatles. And it is a bit self-indulgent, but listen, it is what it is. We said we were going to do it. This is probably our best opportunity to do it.
Yes.
And I can't wait to do it. I just can't wait to talk about the Beatles once more. But
we're
talking about Nightwing just now. And Dick Grayson, John. It's a character, I don't know, he's like the sort of black sheep of the DC family for me. So much so that, that cartoon thing.
I was going to say that. The sort of the extras.
Yeah.
I can't recall what they're called.
Yeah.
It's like Deathstroke.
Yeah. They make a joke about them being the sort of outsiders of the DC.
Yeah, I can't recall what are they called again, man.
Yeah, I can't
They're
remember.
not superheroes, or like something else.
Yeah, John, I'll look that up just now. But what's your take on this?
He's an interesting character. I wasn't even aware they were making a movie about
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans, yeah. I wasn't aware they were making a movie about this character, man. He is an interesting sort of character. If I do recall correctly, he is almost like a Batman light. He's like an alternate version of Robin. I think he has actually played Robin. Is it Nick Grayson?
Hey, Dick
Grayson. I'm making up a completely different name. That's like a Partridge character. Dick Grayson, I'm pretty sure in the comics he may have had stints as Robin.
Yeah.
But he also can play his own fully fledged hero. I think he actually popped up in one of the Arkham Asylum games.
Yeah.
And he was a playable character in that. He's also got the sort of night sticks, and he can batter the hell out of people. He's a dark character, much like these. What would you call them again? It's not alias. There's a name for it. Vigilante kind of characters. By day they're clean cut. By night they're doing these things that would be frowned upon by civilised society. These civilised people. You just wait. When the chips are down,
John,
they'll eat each other.
The best.
He's an interesting character, Steve. I didn't realise it would really have to be cast correctly, because that guy we've seen there, I'll bring him back up. Whoa, what have I just did there? Jesus Christ.
Welcome back to yesterday, yeah.
Welcome back to yesterday. I've still got that on the scene. As you can see here, I wouldn't want this guy. This guy's a goofball. The suit's terrible. It's like a James Marsden, early X-Men vibe going on, Cyclops effort. Wouldn't want that. The suit would have to be much better. The actor would have to be, what the fuck is going on? Would have to be much better as well. I'll just put a B right back in.
Yeah.
Just in case we need a break or something. There's carnage. The dog rips the whole place apart again. Yeah, they'd have to cast right, Stephen. I don't, man, it's not a character I've been hugely intrigued by,
John,
and interested in the past. I thought Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he would have been perfect to play that character.
I mean, there's been variations. There has been obviously the Dick Grayson incarnation of the Nightwing character. There's been the Jason Todd as well, in terms of I'm trying to remember what the animated movie was. Was it Under the Red Hood? Batman Under the Red Hood, where they had both Jason Todd and Dick Grayson in it, and it was an amazing animated film, but they've just not been able to get that right cinematically for me since the Chris O'Donnell thing. I get, his introduction was in a bad Batman film and then another bad Batman film, so they didn't get near it. And I felt that there was potential there to do something
he
after.
He has played Robin before. I was getting concerned I was wrong there. He has.
Who's that?
Dick Grayson.
Yeah, Dick Grayson.
He's played Robin before.
Yeah. And I mean,
don't want to see Robin ever again.
No, I don't. John,
and
I kind of had mixed feelings at the end of The Dark Knight Rises as well, whether or not. No, there was talk about Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
An alternative Batman.
Yeah, like a spin-off, of that, But if Chris Nolan's not involved, then I'm not interested.
And he's past that. His time's passed, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah.
I don't think he can play that character now. So he's got on a bit. He's maybe doing different things. Stephen, it comes down to casting. I don't know who you'd cast as this character. It'd have to be someone with presence, charisma. Because this character, he's almost, I keep saying it, like a Bruce Wayne light. He's not really. I mean, you've got two versions of Robin, haven't you? You've got another Robin. It's not Dick Grayson. I can't recall what the actual other version of Robin is. But that version's a goofball. This character is got a darkness within him, like
Jason
Batman.
Todd is
Nightwing. Is that proper Robin? Or is it Dick Grayson? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm thinking about Batman and Robin, that movie, and I've got it ingrained in my memory that he's an absolute goon of a character. But I've always looked at Nightwing as being a slightly darker version of Robin. He's got that inner darkness like Bruce Wayne has, and that adds a double edgedness to it.
If things didn't turn out the way it did for the DCEU, John, we got hints of Robin's doom, if you like. Do you think if things didn't pan out the way they did and the DCEU actually was successful, we might have got a backstory? We might have got a prequel for what did happen, the demise of Robin.
I'm going to admit here, I've still not watched the Zack Snyder Justice League. There was talk that they were going to look into that a little bit more.
Yeah,
he's obviously, I think it was Dawn of Justice, we got a shot of his suit. It had been battered, burnt. And he'd been killed brutally by Jared Leto's Joker. So there was something underlying with that character, that pent up grief, the memories keeping the charred suit. So maybe they could have explained it out. I think if Ben Affleck had continued Stephen as Batman, he'd got that movie and it wasn't Matt Reeves that had been handed the keys to give Robert Pattinson his shot. I think if he'd got his script, he'd have looked into it, Stephen. There's no chance he wouldn't have explored that deeper.
They wouldn't have put it in there in the first place.
How it shaped him. Because this was an older, grislier version of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
maybe that death could have happened 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And how that's still lingering in his mind, I'm sure he would have looked into that. It was a really interesting version of the character, Steve, and it's just a shame we've not had a chance to explore that.
No.
Perhaps we'll get to see a glimpse of it with Flashpoint. Maybe, Stephen, they may even look at that. That may be a look at it. Also, we may get a cameo from that version of Robin.
Yeah.
He's going back in time.
Yeah.
And Batman's in it. Maybe they'll explore it through that. I don't know. That's a darker movie. So I'd love to see that, personally.
Yeah.
I would love to see it.
Yeah, Sandro's got a comment there, John.
Yes, I
about
can't
Stephen
see it. I'm going
Dorff.
to bring it over. I think it says Martin Scorsese. Yeah, fucking... Wait, that's what I was going to say, though. We'll go back to that just now. I meant to say that. Martin Scorsese, Francis Ford Coppola, they can fucking criticise the MCU.
But they've done it constructively, John.
Yeah.
They've not attacked any.
Yeah, they can criticise you, Stephen, all day long, because they've made it. They've actually made their legendary figures. Stephen Dorff, come on to fuck. What has he done? We've got Devastator in the chat saying an accomplished actor. Look, I've watched movies for 30 years. I don't know this guy. Maybe I've just missed this particular part of Hollywood, but you can't criticise Marvel movies, man. No. It's like I keep saying it. I keep going back to John Terry, that famous interview. I'll take criticism from Rio Ferdinand. I'll take criticism from Paul Scholes, Frank Lampard, people like that, Michael Carrick. I ain't taking criticism from Robbie Savage, a guy who ain't had a career. I go back to that. Martin Scorsese is like a Frank Lampard of acting. Francis Ford Coppola is like a Messi of acting. They can criticise things. This guy cannot criticise things. No. He cannot criticise Scarlett Johansson, one of the best actors in the game, and he cannot criticise Marvel movies. Stephen, a lot of people keep... I'm going off on a fucking absolute tangent here again. It's not even the actual topic. A lot of people like to stick your boot into these comic book movies, but you have to think about all of the great geeks, the likes of Robert Meyer Burnett, John Schnepp, guys like that grew up for their entire lives, never get the chance to see these movies properly imagined on the big screen the way they should be. They were watching horrendous Captain America movies from 1992, 50 million cuts in a minute. These guys finally got to see their dreams being buffed on the screen, proper, huge big experiences, big movies. You've got to give these people a bone, man. It's cyclical. They'll disappear and we'll go back to fucking rom-coms with Meg Ryan again. They will disappear. There'll be a low point, a lull, and then we'll come back to Marvel. It's all cyclical.
John, we talked about that. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago in terms of the MCU. Where's the end game in this? Pardon the pun, but where is it going? It has to come to a stop at some point, and then they have to either not do it or reboot it again. You know, it might be.
It will be a flop. It will be a flop.
It might be 10, 15 years from now. You know, they've got this planned out, Phase 4, and no doubt Phase 5 and 6 as well. But after that, there's going to be that long stretch and that long period without the Iron Mans and the Captain Americas. And it's Marvel. You need fucking those guys in there at some point, and you don't want to wait another 30 years to see them again. So it's going to be Stephen Dorff knows Scarlett Johansson. I don't know. I
don't know. Maybe he does. And that's why he's saying I'm embarrassed for her. Maybe he should phone her up and say, I'm embarrassed for you, Scarlett, that you're finally getting your own standalone movie, 10 years in the making. This character you've played over a decade of time.
And you're getting rewarded by 5-6 million.
You're getting $7 million for it. I'm really fucking embarrassed for you, Scarlett, that you can go and buy that huge mansion in Hollywood Boulevard. Or not Hollywood Boulevard, but up in Beverly Hills or something.
That's a strange one.
Or down in Malibu. Yeah. I'm embarrassed for you that you can buy your 6-bedroom mansion with the pool and the jacuzzi and all the cars. Fucking telling you, you should do what I'm doing, Scarlett. What for the next Stanley Kubrick? Not
I thought you were going to say Courier.
Not earning $7 million.
I can imagine Scarlett Johansson being a courier.
Yes, in a movie, yeah. So it's just bizarre. Bizarre comments.
She'd even make a UPS uniform look cool, wouldn't she?
Yeah, I'm embarrassed for you. What?
Yeah. No,
she's winning at life, Steve.
John, you know the funny thing is,
she's winning at life.
I know by the time we do our Loki review on Wednesday, I'm going to say, do you remember that guy that was slagging Scarlett Johansson? And you're going to be like, what was his name again? I know you will. I know you'll forget his name. But listen, we're going to move on anyway. We've talked about Nightwing far enough, John. But we're going to move on to our next topic.
For normies.
Well, neither does Rob Zombie, John. If you remember the early 2000s, mid 2000s. He did 2 Halloween movies and they were shite. Rob Zombie's...
Stephen, I think I missed them. I seen the original Halloween, the second Halloween, and I seen Halloween H2O. Yeah. And then I seen that Halloween.
H2O is better than these ones, right?
Is it David Gordon Green?
Yeah.
Yes. I remember people that are relevant.
Rob Zombie's Munster movie is currently location scouting. I did not know there was a Munster movie coming, John. But Stephen,
I don't even recall the first Munster movie. This looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks incredible. I can see Joe Pesci playing this little guy on the right. I'll bring it up.
John, you might be familiar with.
I keep pressing it wrong.
You might be familiar with Big Herman in the back there.
Yeah, I know Herman. Yeah,
you know who that is, though, don't you?
Yes. Is that Peter Boyle?
That's no.
Who is it?
It's your man from My Cousin Vinny, the judge.
I mean, you tell me about that, Stephen. Yeah, I do. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah. John, I actually like television series.
Could you imagine Joe Pesci playing that character on the right there?
With a wee boy?
Yeah, no.
Yes,
this guy, the older guy with the white hair.
Yeah.
Joe Pesci, get him back out of retirement.
I think that was Grandpa Munster. Yeah.
See, man, when was the original Munsters out?
John, it would have been probably late 60s, the television series.
Was it a TV? Yeah,
it was a TV
show.
But John, there was a film, and I think it does mention it in this article here. It says, still early in the pre-production process, Rob Zombie and his crew, that's not his name, are currently location scouting for his upcoming movie adaptation of The Munsters. I'm reading the very top, John. I've not even by the actual picture yet. But I'm going to move down to just where it's actually Zombie's wife and frequent co-star Sherry Moon Zombie. That's not their real name, is it? Zombie? I thought that was just like
that's a joke, isn't it? They've changed her name.
Posted a selfie with an update for fans. She went on to let everyone know that they are currently in the process of location scouting for the Munsters, sitting in the Munsters coach with an Eddie Munster prop in the background.
That was brilliant.
Cherie addressed the recent demand for the film's trailer by informing eager fans they are still in the pre-production phase, and this is her post. This is Facebook. Oh, strange.
Can you hit that high note, Sherry?
No. No, I'm not even going to attempt it, John. I've actually got a cough and I don't want to trigger it. Going for a ride with hashtag Eddie Munster and the hashtag the Munster Coach. P.S. Seeing folks ask when a trailer's coming out. The film is in pre-production, currently being location scouted, so nothing to show for a while yet. That's fair dues. But though it won't be the first movie based on the television series, it has been I think it was a television movie that was released. Zombie's take on the Munsters may be the most original spin. His first rendition of Halloween received a mixed reception. No, it didn't. It was shite. It wasn't mixed. As it took, nobody said that was a good film. As it took a major pivot from the original film, taking a deep dive into the dark, disturbing layers of Michael Myers' psyche as a child. This more psychological approach defied what most of his cult followers came to expect, given Zombie's much gorier original films. As for the Munsters movie, given their premature status of still locking down where to shoot, both fans of Zombie and the iconic sitcom will need to be patient while waiting to find out how far he takes things this time. I did not know anything about I'm just reading those comments. I didn't know anything about this Munsters movie, John. I liked the television series. I probably watched it once. I didn't go back and watch it again. It was just one of those things that was on a Saturday afternoon, and you just watch this.
But did he do Halloween 2 there? I didn't see that then.
He did the first. He did 2. He did Halloween and Halloween 2.
Yeah, so
there were remakes in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I must have. So was that the sequel to the 78?
No,
I've not seen that.
He did Halloween and Halloween 2. I think it was 2005 and 2007.
No, I've not
or
seen
something
any of his Halloween movies.
And it stopped there, thankfully.
Yeah,
but they were terrible.
Just answer, Sandro. Do you think Stephen Dorff is jealous because no big studio will hire him yet?
Don't know. Ask that guy who commented first.
Yeah, ask Devastator who came in, who's disliked it, because he's obviously not a normie film fan. Maybe you should ask him who the fuck Stephen Dorff is, what his career trajectory is, and if he's worked for a big studio before. Because to be honest with you, Sandro, I don't know who the fucking guy was. I didn't know who he was until tonight. He was in Blade. I watched Blade when I was a little kid. Don't even remember him. It was Wesley Snipes, I remember. I don't even realise he was.
He better give us that thumbs down. He's not done it yet.
Yeah, well, maybe he can come back. Devastator, come in and let Sandro and us know if he's worked for a big studio yet, and if maybe that's why he's all butthurt and eating up over the fact that he's not getting cast in Marvel movies. He clearly wants to get cast in. He clearly does want to get cast in them. That's why it's eating him up inside. It's like when you don't get invited to somewhere, you're like, I don't want to go anyway. You go back and cry into your fucking pillow afterwards. I did want to go. It's terrible. Why are you not inviting me? My mum. But yeah, Sandro, Rob Zombie's Munsters. Hell no. I hate his movies with a passion. Well, you've got I can't even fucking speak. Universal agreement with us there. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is trash. First Halloween is also trash. Stephen Dorff in Blade. Yes, he was in Blade from 1998. Not Mahershala Ali's Blade, because you'll not work for the MCU now.
No, you'll not be in that one.
No, you're not.
For sure. Not been in that one. Maybe he's already been told he's not been in it, and this is what's triggered this.
That's why it's Steve. Yeah. That's exactly what's happened, man. That's exactly what's happened.
He's probably went to...
He's phoning up his agent. Have I got a role?
Yeah.
Am I in the Blade movie? Nope.
Well, Feige says F off.
I'm embarrassed for Scarlett Johansson that she can get in
John,
a movie.
I do recommend Wheeler, though. I'm going to keep...
Look, Stephen, look, listen, it's not personal. Look, you know what I'm like. I like to get a little kick in. I'll go back and watch this guy's movies now, man. The Iceman sounds interesting. The one with... I'm sure I've seen the one with Johnny Depp. I don't know if that is Iceman. I'll need to go back and actually look at the fucking movies. I'm sure I've seen Backbeat, so I've seen the guy.
Yeah.
So I'm not sticking the boot into him too harsh, but look, you've got to get a grip. Come on. Stop being a big man-child.
Stop being a man. Just going back to the Munsters, though, did you watch the Munsters as a television show?
No. I didn't, Stephen. But also I'm aware of the characters. I've seen it.
It's got a catchy theme tune.
It's got a catchy. But no, I've not seen it, Stephen. I'm not going to lie. As you know, I'm not a huge TV fan. There's not much TV I have seen. In all honesty, it took me fucking 10, 15 years after the X-Files finished to actually watch the X-Files. And I watched it briefly back in the day. Next Generation. Make it show number one.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Yeah. I love that. I love that.
What a guy!
Oh, that's an amazing. I love that little clip.
So I've not much TV I have seen, Stephen. But look, if they can make it work, if they can jazz it up for this generation, for this era of filmmaking, then why not put it out, man? If you've got movies like Hotel Transylvania popping and earning money,
Adam's Family as well. They did animation of that not long ago.
It depends on how they frame it, Stephen. If they frame it as a family friendly comedy movie, then absolutely, I don't see any reason why it can't work.
It could be an animation,
it could be an animation, but the fact that the location scouting would maybe suggest it's
unless they do
it's a hybrid. It may be a hybrid. It may be like Paddington,
a Space Jam, or Tom and Jerry or something, or
Peter Rabbit with that horrific James Cosden. Cosden, can't even fucking speak tonight. James Corden. But Stephen,
starts with a C.
The fact it's Rob Zombie though. The zombies who are involved, fucking zombies. Stephen, I get
so pretentious, isn't it?
Yeah, I get a daily email from my work who they outline your performance. And you've got, what would you call it, franchise drivers who employ other people. And I've seen someone with the name something Velocity. And I'm like, fucking Velocity? There's no way that's their name. That's what that's like. Zombie. Yeah. The zombie family. Fuck out of here. Get out of here.
Anyway, we are going to get out of here shortly. But we've got our last article to talk about, John.
Dorff comment it's trash also.
Yeah, he does. It's occasionally. Certainly to the independent he does when it comes to the MCU. But
was it John, the independent he was speaking to?
Yeah, which John, I don't know if they prompted him to.
That reaction. It's unprompted, Steve.
Yeah, it's a funny one though, isn't it? It's just why would you come out with that statement? Why would you come out
same reason
so aggressive?
Ryan and Jodie Foster come out with it.
Yeah, frustration.
Scorsese, Francis Ford Coppola.
Frustration
just
is a bad thing.
People, Stephen. There's one common denominator with all of those people. They feel that they're not getting their movies on the screen anymore. That they're being their actual fame, their adulation is being stolen from them by the MCU. It isn't. You're just not making as good the movies as you were making.
John, that's like us saying John Campea is stopping us from being big hitters on YouTube.
It's not.
There's no one stopping it. We're stopping us for not being as good.
Stephen Dorff will play MEO exactly. MODOK in Avengers 5. I don't know who that is, man. I don't know who that is. See, I need to look up these things.
Yeah.
You may be making a joke there and it's went over my head.
Yeah. If it's the MCU, it's definitely a joke, John. But listen, we're going to talk about Allu Aravind approaches Vijay for Bilingual. John, this is coming in from guilty.com, and I'm just going to read the article. I'll just read it because it's very short and sweet. There's not a lot in this, but
the Indian news outlets, man, they keep things very succinct.
Yeah, straight to the
Western
point.
Journalists and bloggers should really
John,
take a leaf out of
you've
their
seen
books.
tonight when I've been reading stuff off Screen Rant, stuff like that, I'm repeating the same line maybe about 3 or 4 times. These articles are ideal, but mega producer Allu Aravind is contemplating to rope and telepathy Vijay. Aravind has wanted to collaborate with Vijay for a film for a long time. Finally, Vijay has made inroads with Telugu with Master, which raked in profits. This made it easy for Vijay to expand his base in Telugu, as he is teaming up with Vamshi Pedapalli and Dale Raju for Telepathy 66, which is going to be a commercial entertainer laced with emotion. That sounds great. Yeah. Vijay is in the spotlight in T-Town. Allu Aravind now wants to do his next after Telepathy 65, Beast. Aravind is no doubt a smart and an astute filmmaker. He knows the best to position a star. He is known for giving boost to stars like Surya in Telugu. Talking about Surya yesterday on our Q&A. That's why he is a top choice for even Tamil stars who are keen to expand their market in Telugu. After a kickstart from Del Raju, Vijay needs a strong producer like Aravind to cement his Telugu base. Vijay is also looking to team up with Allu Aravind, whom he knows from a long time, and we'll just have to see how things materialise in days to come. I'm going to keep my eye on this website then to see how that pans out, John. But it's only natural that producers, they're very much like vultures, aren't they? Yeah. When they see talent, they want the talent, and it doesn't come any bigger than Telepathy Vijay, John. But he knows him, and he knows him, so that helps. He knows what the man's capable of, and it's always good when you've worked or you've known someone for a long time and you know how to get the best out of them in certain projects. What's your take on this?
Look, we were speaking about it yesterday in the Q&A with Ruth, and we asked the question. It was a slightly different question. Would he ever make the jump to English markets, Western cinema? And look, I'm not aware of his full career, so I don't know if he's actually collaborated with Telugu, Malayalam, Hindi markets before. But it's always good to see this guy expanding out his reach, his influence, because he's a great guy. As I keep saying, he's a great human being. He really does try to help people out in less privileged positions. So if he can start pushing that influence out to Telugu, I don't see any reason why this guy couldn't become president of India or Prime Minister of India. I don't know what the actual terminology is over there. I don't know what the title's called. Prime Minister. Yeah. I don't see why this guy couldn't become a sort of Schwarzenegger, Ronald Reagan at some point in the future if he's Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood. But look, man, whilst he's actually acting, great to see. Look, I don't know much about Allu Aravind. I can't feign to know knowledge of this man's career because we are just really dipping our toes into Indian cinema. We've done, 15, 20 movies?
I think so, John. Something like that, yeah.
So we're still quite fresh-faced when it comes to the subcontinent and their industries, their film. But it's good to see that he's dabbling with Telugu. Stephen, this kind of ties in with another thing. He's a producer, is he?
Yeah, he's a producer, yeah.
Well, there was a topic that I broached, I want to say, about 2 months back, and it was a huge Telugu superstar, and he was looking to work with Telepathy in a movie, collaborate, do a Tamil Telugu crossover. That's not even right, is it? Tamil is the actual language, because Ruth says that yesterday.
Tamil, yeah.
Tamil and Telugu crossover. Those two regions, I believe it's Andhra Pradesh is Telugu, and round about there, then it goes down into Tamil Nadu and it's Tamil. He was looking to collab with Telepathy anyway and do a movie, so it's kind of tying in. And we're talking 65. So if this Allu Aravind and this Telugu superstar are working in cahoots with Telepathy, this may actually happen, Steve.
Yeah, I was
but I'm just disappointed that Lokesh is not getting his foot in the door again, because there's rumours that he would be doing a movie. That's not to say that he can't direct it. Telugu Tamil collaboration. But wait, man, it's great to see the guy expanding his reach out, because I want to see this guy taking over the whole of India. Stephen, I think he's every bit as good as Prabhas and Yash, and they seem to do pan-Indian movies. Yeah. KGF, Bahubali. I don't see why this guy can't do a pan-Indian movie, man, and really hit off. But as Ruth says yesterday as well, they're starting to wake up the rest of India to South Indian cinema. I think she says it used to be solely in South India, and no one else watched outside of those states, outside of the country in general, but people are starting to watch it from abroad. You can see we're watching it out with the states, and you've got people like was it Shah Rukh Khan? I think it's maybe watching it without subtitles or watching it without dubbing. He was actually I don't know what he was doing, but he was watching the movie anyway in its purest form. He wasn't remaking it, he was watching those movies. So people are starting to switch on to it now, man. The guy's starting to become, well, he's already a fucking absolute superstar, let's be honest. Worldwide, but I want to see this guy becoming even bigger, man, because he's a great guy, and I wish him nothing but the best in life. Yeah. Sandro though says John Campea, big rant tomorrow for the comments by Stephen Dorff. I hope he does. Yeah. Hope he screws him. Yeah. And I hope the Devastator or whatever goes into his chat and tries to give him a super chat. Yeah. Because Campea is very much an MCU fanboy like we are. Can you tell? I love the MCU. So I hope he does. I love his rants. Absolutely love the guy's rants, man. His rants about Disney World. Yeah. Going there for his anniversary And Stephen, it was an absolute joke, I've got to tell you. If I paid $3,000 to go to a theme park and didn't get on the rides I wanted to get on, I'd be absolutely murdering people, man. It'd be like The Purge, believe me. So I can understand it. And Stephen, that little whiny English bitch as well, over at Collider, when he put his comments out when he cancelled all of the shows and got rid of all the talent that were keeping the channel afloat for like 5-6 years, his rant, Stephen, was unbelievable, man.
Yeah, I watched that
stuff
a few weeks ago, John.
Absolute legend.
I think it's about a year old now.
I love it when he starts swearing, man.
Yeah,
because he's not like us. He doesn't swear very often, but when he starts swearing, you know shit's about to hit the fan.
You can tell he's not
He's
a swearer.
He's brilliant.
Some of the things he puts together are really funny, but I think he's invented those words.
But anyway, man, that's going to round it up. I hope I've got I've changed. Yeah, I put that in there. For some reason, we've never had that on this scene. I think we may have actually. That's going to round it up anyway, man. That's the show over. Some will be glad, Devastator, namely. Some will not be glad. What is your thoughts on the headline? What do you make about this Stephen Dorff guy coming out and firing shots at the MCU, and more specifically at one of the best actors in the game, man, Scarlett Johansson? I was about to say Stephen Dorff. What's your
Scarlet Witch.
What's your thoughts on those comments? You take it to heart. Him ripping into the MCU. I keep saying it's like Robbie Savage trying to critique fucking John Terry. I know you're not a fan of John Terry, Stephen, but he's fucking one of the best defenders ever in the game, man. For Robbie Savage, a guy I know, Mark, to played for Derby, to come after John Terry. That's what it's like to me. It's like this guy trying to come after fucking Kevin Feige, one of the greatest producers in the history of Hollywood. Yeah. What's your thoughts on it, though? You can comment below. Mike Porter, speaking of the MCU,
Hi,
MCU
Mike.
Rules. Best franchise on the planet for me. I will see Black Widow 3 times in the theatres this weekend. Is it coming out that soon, man? If it's coming
Friday,
out
John.
this Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be there, man. This fucking Saturday or Sunday, I'll be in the theatres to see it. I didn't know that, man. This weekend. Wow, cannot wait. You need to get tickets, Steve. Need to go. I'll bring you along, man. Because you've not been in a theatre since 10.
Yeah. My name's McLaughlin, not Dorff.
Yes, Dorff. Stephen McLaughlin.
Not Dorff.
That Stephen's good. Stephen Dorff. Ball bag. I don't know the guy, it's harsh.
Closed captions, I need to watch that.
Ball bag. Ball bag. But look, what's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on the other topics we touched upon? You can comment below if you've got anything to say at all about any of those topics. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube and hit the follow button over on Twitch if you want to see more content like this. I'm sure if there's any Rangers fans slipping in, they'll certainly not be liking the video or subscribing to the channel, but that's absolutely fine because they're ball bags as well. But look, until then, bye. My comment is R-rated. Really? I don't see that. That's a shame if it is. Or maybe you're talking about me. My comments are always R-rated, man. This show's R-rated. I swear, like a trooper. I'm rating it in for these shows. But look, bye guys.